Hi guys, welcome back. Hope you're well, hope you're safe and you've had a great day. Tonight, simple supper tonight. I got a fish delivery this morning from Bethnal Green Fish Supplies, some fantastic fish. So tonight I've got some salmon. I'm going to do a harissa and lime marinated salmon with some asparagus. And we're gonna cook that en papillote. So we're gonna cook it in some greaseproof paper, all in there, all the asparagus in there, all the marinade in there, all the fish in there, cooking it in all its juices. It's fantastic, really simple, but a real showstopper, guys. I found some desiccated coconut in the dry stores today, so I'm gonna serve that with a very simple coconut rice. With a little bit of paprika. So without further ado, I'm going to crack. These are the ingredients you're going to need for tonight's dinner. We're going to need 4 fillets of salmon, about 200 grams each. We're going to need 4 bunches of asparagus. For the marinade, we're going to need some olive oil, couple of limes, 2 teaspoons of harissa, some basmati rice, about 300 grams, half teaspoon of paprika, and 40 grams of desiccated coconut or coconut chips. We're also going to need some sea salt as well. So for the rice, guys, we've got 300 grams of basmati rice. We're just going to wash that under cold water. I'm just going to cook that in a rice steamer. And that'll hold it warm nicely until the salmon's ready. I'm going to then, once it's finished steaming, I'm going to finish off with some desiccated coconut and some paprika. So that's the ingredients we're going to need for the harissa and lime marinade. I'm going to take 1 lime, the juice of 1 lime, squeeze that in a bowl. If you don't have lime, guys, lemon's fine. I just happen to have some lime. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of rose harissa. Then we're going to add, I would say, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. We're going to add just a generous pinch of sea salt in there. And then we're just going to whisk that up. So that's going to be the marinade for the salmon. Really simple, but harissa, great flavour. Lime will cut through the richness of the salmon. So that's our dressing. So we're going to start to build our en papillote now. So basically what that means is we're gonna put it in some greaseproof paper, and then we're gonna with the vegetables and the marinade. And that's just going to cook in all its own juices, and it's just going to lose no flavour. The flavour is going to be fantastic. So we're going to start with the asparagus. So with the asparagus, English asparagus is coming through at the moment. This is not English, I think this is Spanish. That's all I could get in the shops today. So we're just going to take a bunch of asparagus. So we're looking at about 200 grams of asparagus per person. I'm cooking for 4 people, but I'll show you how to make one now. So we're just going to take the end piece off the asparagus. So what I do is just use the knife and then chop it. And then when you feel that it's easy to cut into the asparagus, I cut the end off. These I don't throw away. I'm going to make a soup later. They're great for soup. They're a bit chewy to chew on like this, but it's great in a soup. So I'm going to make a soup of that later. So we've got our asparagus. So we're gonna put the asparagus in the paper. So I've got a square of tin foil. I reckon that's probably what, 12 inches by 12 inches, guys. And then the same with the paper. So the paper is exactly the same. So a square of tin foil, 12 by 12, and a square of paper, 12 by 12. So I have got my asparagus. I'm just going to put the asparagus like so. This is super simple, guys. You're not going to believe how simple this is. So I'm going to take one of my fillets of salmon, and we're just going to sit that on top of the asparagus. I think what I'll do is a little bit of salt in there, and just a little bit of olive oil around the asparagus. So here we have our harissa dressing that we made earlier. So what we're going to do with the harissa dressing is we're going to pour that on top of the salmon. So we're going to take a paper and we're just going to fold it up to the top like so. And then the edges we're going to fold in and then start to crimp them up, guys. And you do the same with the other one. You fold the bottom, and then we're going to crimp this up like so. So you want all the steam and all that juices to stay in that paper. So we're going to take our marinade. Now the reason I didn't put the marinade in before is it's nice to have a hole at the top so you can just pour your marinade on and then it doesn't go all over the place. So we're going to pour our marinade on there, which is the harissa, the lime, and the olive oil, like so. And then we're just going to curl up the edges so we get a nice tight seal. You just want it nice and tight, guys. Nice and tight. Just make sure all the sides. Right, now that's our package, guys. It's as simple as that. That's going to take 14 minutes at 200 degrees. So we're going to pop that in the oven at 200 degrees for 14 minutes. But before I put that in the oven, over there I just got my rice cooking over there. So when the rice is ready, then I'm going to cook my my salmon. So I'm going to make another 3 up because I've got 4 mouths to feed tonight. So guys, here we have our salmon. So I prepared all 4 salmon fillets with the asparagus, with the marinade, olive oil and seasoning. So I'm just going to put that in the oven for 14 minutes, 14 minutes at 200 degrees. While the salmon's cooking, guys, I just want to show you how to finish off the coconut rice. So I have the steamed rice here. I'm just going to add about a tablespoon of coconut oil in there. Just like so. Again, about half a teaspoon of paprika and 40 grams of desiccated coconut. Then a bit of salt. Touch of salt in there, guys. And I'm just going to mix that up gently. Like I say, I just found this desiccated coconut in the dry store, so I just thought I'd use it up. But it smells lovely. I've got coconut smell coming through there. I've got the rice smell coming through. It smells great. So again, this is totally off the cuff and it smells fantastic. So we're just going to mix that up like so. I'm happy with that. And then we're just going to leave that and we're going to serve that when the salmon comes out. So I'm just going to leave that to continue steaming. It smells lovely. So So I'm going to put the lid back on there, and then I'm just going to leave that to continue steaming. Hi guys, welcome back. So I've took the salmon out the oven. That's had 14 minutes. So no juices have came out, all the steam's in there. Just can't wait to open that up. So, well, once you've took it out of the oven, I'd let it rest for a couple of minutes. Just let it rest for 2 minutes so the juices come out the salmon, they mix with the juices from the marinade and the asparagus. So I just want to talk about En Papillote quickly. So it doesn't have to be salmon, it can be any fish you want to. I just did it with salmon tonight, and it doesn't have to be asparagus. It can be fennel, it can be tomato, it could be peppers, it could be leeks. Just make sure when you're doing it with different vegetables, just make sure the vegetables are thinly sliced or small. You don't want big chunks. You want the vegetables to cook the same time as the fish. But like I say, I've done it with salmon and asparagus tonight. But you could use, you could use sea bream. You could use sea bass. I've used salmon. So we're gonna have a look at these bad boys. So like I say, I'd let it rest for a couple of minutes before serving it. But I'm just gonna plate one up. And straight away, guys, I've just opened this up and I've just smelled asparagus. I smell the harissa. I smell the salmon. Ay caramba, it smells great. Just look at that, guys. You put it up there. Oh, great. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to serve it. I'm going to keep it in the papillote. Keep it in there. So I'm just going to finish it off with a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of sea salt on top of there, and then we're going to take our coconut rice with paprika, and surprisingly that smells great as well. So we've got the harissa in with there, we've got the asparagus in there, the salmon's in there, the lime's in there. I'm just going to serve it with a bit of our rice, just on the side. It smells great, guys. It really does smell great. And then just on the side, bit of lime. I would probably put some coriander on this just to finish it off. Don't have any, used it all up. But anyway, I'd put some coriander on there, just finish off. So there we have it, guys. We have our harissa and lime marinated salmon en papillote that's cooked with asparagus. And on the side we have our coconut paprika rice. So as always, guys, listen, stay home, stay safe, cook at home. God bless. I'm going to eat this and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.